Earth, Ernest here, and today we're going to talk about oh, well, I wasn't going to say that it was something bad, but I think we may have, well, it's nothing bad. I don't know why I just think that. So, today we're going to talk about is there anything that's the same between Sailor Moon and the Power Rangers? Or the Strength Keepers, since the word Power Rangers are French borrowed words. Um, first off, someone might say no, but if they look close enough, they will see some things that were the same between them. Well, both of them fight Fiends of the Weak. Um, both of them shift or shape shift. They both do that. Um, but then there are some things about them that are not the same. Like almost all Power Ranger followings had the Fiend get big, where they'd have to have another big tool to fight that Fiend. And it really never truly happened in Sailor Moon. Well, that wasn't actually true. If you think of Emerald when she shifted into the Lindworm, but that was the only time that ever happened. And yes, there are many other things that are the same or just may have been one may took in from the other. So you have you have you got the Green Ranger who got Tommy who got brainwashed as a word for Rita Repulsa. And then you had Darien Tuxedo Mask who was brainwashed working for Queen Beryl. That may have just been, I don't know. And then there were many other things that were the same. Those were maybe two of the big things that were the same between each other. But then you have to think, was there other things that were the same? Well, if you're looking at the first following, you would find a lot of things that were the same. Now, someone might say, if that's the only thing you can seek that's the same between both of those shows, there might have been others that were actually probably the same too. Well, both shows did come as a result of another show, which is true. Sailor Moon and the Power Rangers, or whatever you want to say, both of them came from Super Sentai. Nako Takaguchi, who is a Super Sentai, whatever you want to call it, those being borrowed words again, was a follower of that, and she wanted to make a women take on it, which came in as Sailor Moon, and Han Javon, got the Power Rangers out of it. So at the end of the day, yes, both of those can look their beginnings back to that. Um, both shows have at least been around for many years. Um, Sailor Moon and Power Rangers, we can call it Stream Keepers, had their stream games, their film games were both made by Bandai. Their dolls were also made by Bandai, so they had that was the same. And there may have been some other things that there were true, there were a lot of things that were not the same about them. Sailor Moon only had like 5 followings, where Power Rangers went on to make many followings and was owned by many businesses, Siobhan, Disney, Siobhan, and Hasbro. Well, Sailor Moon stayed as owned by Toei through Nako Takaguchi. So at the end of the day, there are some things that are the same, but some things are not the same. Another big thing that I think was another thing who I believe maybe was the same thing was that Kimberly as the Pink Ranger had to get helped a lot by Tommy as a Green Ranger, and even when Tommy became the White Ranger, which seems to be the same thing with Tuxedo Mask helping Sailor Moon out. Now, this may have just been something, then again, keep in mind Nako Takiguchi was a follower of this show, so she may have taken some things from it. And Han Javon, who had made Power Rangers or Strength Keepers from stuff from Super Sentai, may have just had to, I think at the end of the day, may have just felt that the two main South Hoods needed to make some kind of kinship between the two. So I just think maybe at that point it was just, I don't know. Maybe there was things the same. Maybe both sides were taking from each other but not knowing it. Yeah, there may have been a lot of things that were the same. Maybe it was just something that just happened. Or maybe one happened to had saw one's other show and made a pick that needed to be done. But there is no reckoning if Nako Takiguchi or Han Javon knew of each other. Or if they did, I don't think they ever worked with each other or met each other. So I don't know. But there was a lot of Sailor Moon and Power Rangers did take a lot of things from each other, and a lot of things were the same. But yeah, there are a lot of things that are the same between both shows. Yes, I did point out some of the things about both shows that some folks may overlook. And when we get into that, there is a many things between both Sailor Mercury Amy and the Blue Ranger Billy. Both of them are truly wise. How wise they are, well, I'm not going to tell you how wise they are because I don't know, but they are truly wise. They are both seen as the brains or the wise men or wise women of their teams. They both have ways to help their fellow fighters out of binds that they happen to be in. The truth that both names end with the Y, well, Billy is short for William, and Amy, well, Amy is this Amy. So once again, I think that maybe Han Javon may have seen Sailor Moon, saw Amy, and said that we need to have someone on there who is wise and is really good at working tools and can help the other team out of binds that they might be in. I think that's probably very close to what it was. Now, also keep in mind there are some other things that are the same as someone might overlook here. But some folks might also. Those are some of the things that I think may have had them be the same. And yes, there is a lot of Zordon and Serenity. Both were known to have been followers of the Onded Bonds of Good, and were known to have locked away a lot of evildoers. This is not just something, I'm not making this up. Queen Serenity had locked away Beryl and Nell Elena, and Zordon was known to have locked away Rita and Zed for their evil doings after a fight they were in, as well as Ivan Ooze and many others. So yes, you got that going. Now, there is a unlikeness that Zordon himself got put into a time warp. He was stuck in that for almost the rest of his life after his dealings with Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa. And Serenity, after sending away Queen Beryl, she ended up dying. Where Zordon would eventually give up his life to stop the Onded Bonds of Evil. So yeah, there's a lot of those things that are the same too. Now I could go on and on and on, and I could talk about other South Hoods and how they got many things the same, but those tend to be the things that stick out when anyone is watching Sailor Moon or Power Rangers or Strength Keepers. Now, some of you might stand, and some of you might not stand with that. So let me know. I'm Sailor Earth Ernest, and I hope you like this film.